Hey, okay, so real life example, and everybody, it's like, how do I get more qualified agents to actively want to work with me? So,
Yeah.
Frank, here's, so as you're doing business, and everybody knows I'm back in the business, so I've got a great agent, and we had a buyer. That buyer made an offer on a listing, and guess what? This amazing agent, Amy, was a listing agent, and then we had a buyer go make an offer on another listing. And guess who was that listing agent?
Amy again.
Amy again. Ding, ding,
Mm.
ding. Two in 30 days.
Right. Also
And
showing you Amy's out there. Amy's doing business. She's a
oh, well, she's a
superstar.
killer. And she's
Right.
got a phenomenal brand. And
Yeah.
she was already on my target list of agents to go after. But you're always like, man, okay, where's the warm end? I'm always
Mm.
looking for the warm. And so call Amy, great to talk to you. Listen to this. And it's so funny. I said, Steve Kyle's so excited to be working with you. Here's what I do. I do a process to prospecting, which means every single Tuesday you're going to get an update. And she goes, wow, you sound like so and so, who's a friend of mine, who used to be a coworker. And she does
Oh,
that kind
really?
of stuff because she's in this coaching program. And I said, I said, well, I tell you what, you know what? I'm excited to work with you. And she's like, yeah, but this one loan officer, that's my go-to. It's been my go-to for years. And I thought, oh, great. I'm
Okay.
not going to get this one.
Yeah,
Week two.
she's just rolling the
Oh,
wall up.
yeah, yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
hey, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. You do it. You must be a part of coaching too, and all this. And I've got a go-to loan officer, and I've known this loan officer for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And we've always
Everything you don't want to hear. Right. Yeah.
well, yeah, and
And
and we're both powerhouses. Like we're veterans, and so it's like, oh
yeah.
man, she got this sewn up. So week
All right.
two happens. Then I have a buyer that makes an offer on another property. She's like, "You're the loan officer. I'm gonna take this deal." And
Mm.
so, and guess what? That deal was her primary residence she was selling. And
Oh.
so now I've got 3 weeks in, and then we slam dunk the closing. Docs are out way early. And she's like, whoa. And now we're into a second transaction, all within 30 days. And she says, well, now that I got my primary residence under contract, I'm going to have to go buy a house. The first time she said that, Frank, I didn't say anything. I thought, dude, she's
Mm.
going to go to
She's going to the other person.
just going to this girl
Right.
named Jen that I know, and
Yeah.
we're friends. We're very
Yeah.
cordial.
Yeah.
We
Sure.
actually have been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's no way. And I told my wife, I said, I should have asked. And you know what I should have said? Hey, it makes a lot of sense that I do the deal since I'm already doing the sale of your existing
Mm.
home.
Mm.
It'll be seamless, right?
Right.
And literally, I had an opportunity to talk to her in the next day or so. And I said, Amy, listen, I want to do your mortgage. You got to buy a house. Let's get pre-approved. That way we can make sure that it's a seamless closing. I'm already closing the
Yeah.
sale. And guess what? Asking for the business, doing my Tuesday updates. You know what she said? Of
Mm.
course, it makes a lot of sense. And here's the funny thing is
Uh,
a third loan officer who is a competitor, but also that's at the same level. We've all three been
yeah.
doing loans for
Yeah.
like
Y'all know
20
each
years.
other.
Yeah, like in a
Friendly
city.
competitors. Sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in the city, who are the best of the best, and they all
Sure.
follow the same plans and they do the same stuff, and they're working with the biggest agents. And she had originally talked to him, not even Jen, and she said, "Well, listen, why not? I'm going to do it. I'm going to work with you." So I ended up winning her transaction from two of my friends that are competitors, and it closed last week with a slam dunk. And then I did my follow-ups, I did my Monday calls. And it's so funny. She's like, hey, send me these flyers because I got this listing and I want to send you this buyer. By the way, do you do VA condos? Like, and now it's
All
we're
of a
full
sudden, you're the go-to guy.
and we're going to be at a Christmas party and with them with her Friday night. And it's so funny because it all started with guess what?
Mm.
Just ask Tuesday
Tuesday.
updates.
That's right. Think
They
about
just
that.
work.
Think about the power in that. It's just insane. If just to be clear, if anyone's listening or watching, if you don't know what we're talking about, this is part of the Mortgage Marketing Animals Daily
Yeah.
Success Plan. And on Tuesdays, what we do is we reach out on our active
Right.
transactions to everybody in the transaction. We give them an update, which is really the Trojan horse, right? The
Right.
update's just the way to get the conversation started, to give them an update, but then we always make sure we ask for the business. And that's from everybody in the transaction, both borrower, co-borrower, listing agent, selling agent, escrow or closing attorney, escrow officer, closing attorney, insurance person. In each transaction, Steve, actively, you've got up to 6 people that
Yeah.
you can call,
Yeah.
give them a little update, but the real reason for that update is just to say, hey, before I let you go.
Mm-hmm.
right? Hey, before I
Mm-hmm.
let you go,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
if you
Hey,
happen to
well,
come
let me
across,
just say
go
this
ahead.
because you said something that's really, really powerful. And I want to talk about two things.
Mm,
One of them is the Trojan horse, because
hmm
Frank, I'll tell you the way I used to do it, and I didn't see much success in it
mm,
because I didn't fully understand the purpose of the call.
right.
When you understand the purpose of the call is not the update. The reason we call it Just Ask Tuesday Update is
Yeah.
to remind you the power isn't in, hey, I just want to update you on your property and where you're at. Wah, 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 wah.
Right.
Now, that solves their number two problem
Right.
of communication, or rather a lack of communication. But the Trojan horse is the key, because if you do an update without an ask, which is Frank, man, I've been vigilant and I was doing it and I did it for years. And I was like, okay, it's just a part of my process, but I'm not seeing a lot of results. What I realized was and this is part of the marketing animals. As I partnered with Carl and we all
Yeah.
linked arms, you just realize the power was never in the update, it's in the ask.
Yeah.
And here's what we know mathematically, that for every 13 conversations, if you'll ask for the business, you'll get about 2 relational referrals. Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. I'd also love to hear from you. Make sure to drop a comment below and let me know what you think, or what it is you want to see next. And we'll see you on the inside. See you. And that leads to my second thing. So we have to make sure we're asking for the business, or you won't see the results you think you should see or that others see. Second thing is this, we hear it all the time. We know the fastest way to get more referrals right now is through conversations. And here's what I'll hear: who do I call? Do I call more agents? Like,
Mm,
if I knew who to call, I'd call. The reason why there's 6 people on a transaction is because really what you're doing Tuesday, if you got 5 loans in process
yeah.
and every loan has 6 people to call, you wake up Tuesday morning and I got a
There's your
call
30
list of
calls.
30
30
people
people.
that
Hmm
are outside of my trying to get new relationships, outside of my Focus 40, outside of my
Right.
Post Coffee.
hmm
These are people that if you call, they're like, wow, dude, you're a rock star. Nobody calls. And
Right.
and here's what's funny. You would think everybody does updates. They don't.
They
They
don't.
don't.
Nope.
So keep in mind the title company, the insurance agent, the buyer's agent, the listing agent, both buyers on a transaction. The whole purpose you call all 6 is because you're building a call list to make outbound calls, to have real
Mm,
conversations and ask for the business. And if you'll do that, that is what is just so powerful about Tuesdays is like I love it because it's like, man, hey, does your other lender give you updates? Do you know
yeah.
where you're at on your other files? Oh my gosh, the deal's falling apart. Let me take a look at it. It's like great conversations happen.
Yeah. It's neat because in an active transaction, you've got up
Yeah.
to 6 people, like
Yeah.
we said. And what you have to keep in mind is every one of those 6 people,
Yeah.
how, how can I word this properly? Is it's a heightened awareness of real estate that is
Mm,
happening, right?
mhm.
Okay, so even with the borrower and the co-borrower, these are borrowers, right? These are borrowers. What do you mean? Well, guess what? If they're buying a home, they're talking to everybody they know about that right now. They're just
Everybody
telling
knows they're
people,
buying.
everybody
Yeah.
knows, their family
Yeah.
knows, their
Yeah.
friends know, their
Yeah.
coworkers know, everybody knows. It's a heightened awareness, real estate awareness that's happening right now. So if you're updating every Tuesday, talking to your borrower and your co-borrower individually, letting them know what's going on, and say, hey, don't forget if you come across any friends, family, or coworkers looking to
Right.
buy, sell, or refinance, hey, I'm hoping you can start a three-way text with us just so I can, if they'd like to talk to me, I'd like to start a three-way text and ready to talk to them. And you can do this every week, and you can do it in a cool way. That's another
Hmm.
podcast, right? But don't think you can't do that. You can, right? They have a heightened awareness. It
That's
also,
right.
does it, how about the agents, listing agent, selling agent,
Yeah.
or buying agent? Of course, they're in the real estate business. They're
Yeah.
all about real estate. They're constantly talking about real estate, right? So, and now we're engaging with them and asking for the business in an active transaction. Super, super important conversation to have with those people. Then you get to the closing agent or the escrow agent. You know how many times they get updated weekly from a
Mm,
loan officer? Never.
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 Okay. And so,
Yeah.
but are they involved in real estate? Every day, all day, every day
They
of
know
their
the great
life,
agents. Hmm.
all day,
Hmm.
they are talking real estate with real estate agents, top performers. You know what I mean? All
Hey,
day,
and not just
right?
agents. the best of the best
The
because they're
best
sitting
of,
at the closing tables
right.
with those agents closing deals.
Right.
Title
And
can
I
be your
tell you,
best friend.
I remember when I first started calling escrow officers. In my world, it's escrow officers, right?
Yeah.
And updating them. And when I first would start calling, they were like, "You're just calling me,
Yeah.
like just
With
to
an update.
okay, thanks." You know what I mean? And then the next week, it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hey, how's it going?" And then by about week 3, week 4 in transaction, if it goes that far, right? They're like, "Okay, this is something."
Yeah.
Because it's really foreign to them,
Hmm.
really, really foreign. But that's why you stick out in such a great way. You're like a bright neon light. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
When it comes to them having conversations with other real estate agents, if anything comes up lending wise, they're definitely going to say, "You should talk to the Steve guy.
That's
This
right.
Steve guy's
That's right.
something else,"
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, man, you can't forsake that. And then also on the insurance side too, you know what I mean? There's those guys, they're constantly talking to people every single
Hmm.
day about
Hmm.
financial things,
Yep.
right? Every single day. So, man, it's such a great day in the
Yeah.
daily success plan if it's executed properly. Which, by the way, you said it today on Breakfast Club. These are the easiest phone calls you can possibly make during the week because everybody you're calling is anxious to hear from you.
That's right.
They're
That's right.
anxious to hear from you.
Yeah.
They want to know what's going on. Thank you. They're
Hmm.
appreciative for the
Hmm.
call. They're not like, "Oh, another guy calling me." No, they're like, "What's up? How's it
Right.
going?"
Right.
These are the people that if you call them, you get their voicemail, say, "Hey, give me a call on 121 Main Street," they call you back.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just a great day.
It's an
It
easy
just
day.
proves to be
Easy
such a
day.
great money maker,
Hmm.
referral partner builder. Everything. It's one of the most powerful days in the DSP.
Yeah, and our encouragement to you today is just block off the time to do it.
Yeah.
So, our encouragement is, what I keep thinking about is, what's holding you back? And sometimes it's just fear. Sometimes it's not knowing who to call. Sometimes it's not knowing what to say. Look, and if those are some of the reservations, go to freedomplanningcall.com
Mm.
and freedomplanningcall.com, book a time with our team, and we'll help you with that. Because it's time to be decisive enough to say enough is enough. And if
Yeah.
that's the easiest day to make the biggest money, then
It
I'm going to
is.
take action today. And for those of you who are already members, my encouragement is don't let anything other than the most important thing, like which is making these calls, don't let anything get in your way. If it's
Mm.
the crisis or my processor or this came up or that came up, all you need are 2 hours every
Mm.
single Tuesday to have high impact on your business. So
Indeed.
we just
Good
want to
stuff.
encourage you, keep doing what you're doing. Tuesday's a great day. And remember this, everybody, anything worth doing, it's worth doing badly. So you may not know exactly what to do or say, but you do have enough of a plan to take action. And even though it may be badly today, if you'll do it long enough, it will become great and
Mm.
make you a ton of money. So with that, everybody, we'll talk to you on the other side.
All right. Great stuff, Steve. Adios.
See ya.